Alright, so we got the three main routes of this game. And now, finally, let's try getting the true end. And I believe in order to get the true end, you basically start on one of the routes. It doesn't matter which route, I think. There's like slight differences, but for the most part, it's all the same. You just choose one of the routes, you go through them, but you pick certain choices that have to do with the mystery number, and hopefully we'll get the true ending. Let's see. I guess I'll start with I don't know. Well, I mean the first route we picked was Twilla. So let's just go through Twilla's route again, you know? Let's try doing that, I guess. Anyway, so we're back here at the diner. Someone stole something. We now know it's Reginald because we did his route and everything. Let's call the mystery number. Can I ask? Was that you? Unthinkingly, I called an unknown number. The phone rang for a few times, but no one picked up. Shortly after, I received a text from them. Why did you call me? I texted them back. Was that you? Were you just in my diner? What? What are you talking about? There was someone here. I thought it was you. You're telling me it isn't? I was not there. Nor do I know who it was. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I really need to call someone else then. Good luck. Okay. There's one more. You can call the mystery number after this portion as well. I attempted to call the mystery number. No one picked up. But I did receive a text immediately after. Why did you call me? I don't know. I'm stuck. Stuck? Where? I missed my bus home and it's pouring outside. I'm supposed to call one of my friends, but I'm not sure who to go with. I feel bad waking either of them. I see. Can you choose for me? Unfortunately, I don't know your friends, so I can't. But I think you can make that decision on your own. I guess I'll have to. Good luck. Alright. Never helpful. So after we're getting a good ending in Twilla's route, we're all the way back here, and this seems new. So right after the end card where Twilla waves at us, like we're friends, hi, there's dot, more dots, and then question mark? No, that's not quite right. That shouldn't be the conclusion that you came to. I mean, not after all that stuff you did. Maybe this end is enough to satisfy you, but it's not really how it's supposed to happen. So that brings us to a question. Do you want to see how this is really supposed to end? No. Okay, fine, yes. Well, we'll say no. After all that, say no. Let's see here. Yes. I thought so. But in order to see how this really should have finished, we're gonna have to go back to the past. Let's rewind a little bit, shall we? There's even that sound. You may be wondering how I got here. It's been a few days since then. I think Trilla's been doing well in the investigation. At the very least, when I message her about it, she tells me it's fine. Since Trilla hasn't really been the one initiating our conversations, I've been trying to. But it's usually only a few short messages, and the conversations don't really go further than that. I'm sure she's just busy, though, and I know that if she needs me, she'll call me. So I just wait until she needs me. But I've talked enough about that already. I had a nice day by myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos. I made sure to put at least one flower in every grave today, though I haven't talked to any of them. I considered doing it, but like others tell me, it's probably not a good idea to fall asleep in public places, especially if there is a killer on the loose. Okay, this is a familiar scene. I think we've seen this already. So I decided I wouldn't do that today. But that's not what happened, though. I truthfully didn't mean to fall asleep, I didn't. But when I sat back down against the mausoleum we have, it's the movie theater thing, we fall asleep in the mausoleum, and it rains and everything again. After being outside on my feet all day, I was just so tired, and we realized I fell asleep. Until I woke up to the sound of rain. I was surprised not having strange dreams this time, but this was a big problem. Only the roof was keeping me safe from the water. Worse than still was night, and all I could see was street lamps. Oh dear, how could I sleep so long? Well, I guess you're a very heavy sleeper. You sleep everywhere. I couldn't stay hiding under here all night. I took a big breath and ran across the cemetery to the street. Luckily, the gate wasn't locked. Again, I was surprised, but thankful as it meant I would not have to find some other way out. Once I was out on the sidewalk, I noticed the street lights were the only lights on. Everything else seemed closed. How late was it? I wanted to pull my phone out in the rain to check, but wait, the bus. There's the bus. Okay, slightly different. Instead of going to the theater, we actually meet the bus, the last bus home or something. I sprinted to the bus and tried to get the driver to notice me, even though I was wearing all black. The driver seemed to see me. Oh, thank goodness. I apologized a gazillion times as I boarded onto the bus, having to make them stop for me, but I was so very, very grateful that they did. I have no idea how I would have gotten home had I missed the last bus. Thankfully, the rain didn't last too much longer, or perhaps we just drove out of it. Either way, it was plenty dry when I got off the bus and onto that old dirt path. It was just a bit dark, that's all. Luckily, my phone still had enough battery to use its flashlight and help light my way. Even though I'm sure I could walk this path in my sleep by now, the house was dark as I approached it. Had I not lived here for weeks, I'd even say it looked scary, like a haunted, abandoned cabin in the middle of the woods. It was dark, so either Croven wasn't home or already asleep. I tried to be quiet as I entered the front door, just in case he really was sleeping. As soon as I entered, I felt a wave of tiredness crash over me. I need to sit down. Am I really so tired? And after I just slept so long, what's got me feeling like this? Maybe I should go to bed. But I have to get out of this chair first. I just need to muster the energy first. Meh. Okay, Mary just goes to sleep right there. I don't know if we needed a repeat dialogue, all the way to the bus. I feel like we should have, again, this is my criticism of the game, but there's a lot of fluff, You really did need that repetitive dialogue. But anyway, ugh, am I still asleep? It feels like I'm being pulled. Wait, I'm Troven. Okay, you scared me. Sorry about that. Could you go back to sleep for me? Huh? Why? It would just be easier for me if you are. Troven? What are you talking about? Crowan sighed and stood up properly. Follow me, please. Okay. Crowan walked toward the front door. I could see a faint light on the outside. I followed him. When I exited the front door, I could see Crowan out in the clearing near the house. Where did you get this car from? There was a large vehicle there that was clearly still running. Crowan? What's this? Mary, I need you to get in the car. Okay. Um, anytime someone forces you into their car, especially a stranger, that's the worst thing you could do because that's how they drive you to a remote location to murder you. But I don't know. I guess this is Crovis, not a stranger, but why? It doesn't really matter. That's not the important part. We just need to leave, okay? Uh, leave where? Just leave here. I don't understand. What is this? Did something bad happen? Listen, I'll try to explain it all later. But for now, I just need you to trust me and come with me if you want to live. That's a lot of ass. You won't even tell me what's happening? I know, but I will eventually. If you just please get in the car. All right, get in the car. Kirby walked me over to the back door of the truck and opened it for me. He helped me inside, but frantically as if to rush me. As I began to buckle it in, I noticed that Kirby and I weren't the only ones in this vehicle. There was a man sitting in the driver's seat. It was so dark I couldn't see his face. The Croven seemed familiar enough with him as he climbed into the passenger's seat, and we began to drive. Okay. What's with his hair? It reminds me of what kind of hair is this? Like, it reminds me of something. It reminds me of like Yu-Gi-Oh hair or something. Anyway, actually, it reminds me. No, it reminds me of Final Fantasy X actually as well. There's a character that had similar hair that's sort of like this. Anyway, his name was Seymour. But I want to ask Croven what was happening, but not in front of this stranger, whoever they are. Who is this? Do I even try to ask? Well, it certainly took you long enough. I'm sorry. Yeah, I should fucking hope so. We wouldn't even be having to do this bullcrap if you weren't such an idiot. I'm sorry. I will try to do better next time. Next time? What, you want there to be a next time to all this? I'm sorry. That was a poor choice of words. Whatever. I don't want to get mad in front of Mary. It's just, it is alright. As long as we continue like this, things should be just fine. What are the things exactly? I hope you're right about that. Because I have to worry about over this a second longer, it's gonna be your head. I'm aware. But have I failed you before? Where are we going, if I can ask? Yeah, I said you have. Just ignore me. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. We've gone this far, haven't we? It isn't far enough. You think my dad would settle for this shit? In all fairness, your father's a lot more patient. Yeah, well, I'm not. This is giving me a headache. Likewise. It's just, it's fine, it's fine. Maybe when we get there, I can like sit down with some coffee or something. That sounds like a good idea. I just hope it actually calms you and doesn't make you more jittery. Yeah, shut it. We're never gonna make it there at this rate, though. How do you mean? You kidding me? You drive like a fucking snail. You want to go any faster, maybe? It's safer to drive like this. It's dark and we've hardly traveled this path before. Come on, it's a straight fucking line. What are you worried about crashing all these other cars around us right now? I mean, you could crash into a tree. You could also crash into like an animal, for one. I gave my reasoning. We'll get there regardless. Yeah, but it'll already be sunrise when we do. Fucking, yeah, give me that. This is how we die. Corbin suddenly grasped the steering wheel, much to the shocking worry of both me and the driver. What the hell are you doing? Let me fucking drive. Stop the car and let me drive, you're not gonna listen. Let go of the wheel. Ah! Oh, there you go, as I said. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. I told you we shouldn't have done it this way. What do you expect me to do then, huh? I'm gonna go after them. I'm just assuming that's what he's saying. I don't know. With what? I don't effing care. You know where they're headed, right? I'm not letting them get away. What about Mary? I don't know. I don't know what he's saying, but you something. She was breathing. Nothing's broken, right? So you take care of her. Man, Crovin sucks. Ironically, he's the only one that cares about Mary. You know, Twilla doesn't give a shit. Reginald just wants to obsess over her and most likely just kill her in the end. Crovin's the only one who cares, but at the same time, half the time, he just doesn't. So, I mean, ain't you used to that job by now? I'm not sticking around. Crovin! God damn it. Okay, well, who is this mysterious person? If I had to guess, maybe it's the person behind the mystery number. Mary? Can you hear me? Come on, let's get you home safe. I still don't know who this person is. I don't know. I gotta see their face. Hmm. I'm in pain, but not a lot. Just very numb, like being hit with a big wave on the beach. Slowly, I could feel my senses coming back to me. I'm pressed against something. I'm being held. But by who? Open your eyes. Okay? This man? Is it, I mean, he's missing an eye, so is it just. Well, I was gonna say dad? I don't know, but like, Uncle had an eye patch as well, and he was also missing an eye. But then Crovin was referring to dad, but then why would he refer to dad if this was his dad? You know, it makes no sense. So who is it? I don't get it. Or is it just? Well, I'm trying to remember. Is our father missing an eye as well? Was he ever missing an eye? I don't remember. Uh, oh hey, you're awake. Ah, ah. Who are you? Whoa, easy now. The man let me stand on my own 2 feet, and I quickly backed away from him. Who, where? Mary, calm down. It's me, remember? From the car with Crovin? I was driving. I recognize your voice. That makes me feel a lot better. But, may I ask what happened to Crovin? Well, it's gonna be a long story. Walk with me, alright? He's like a Super Saiyan, you know? This is like Super Saiyan hair. It just needs to be blonde, anyway. So first, how much do you remember? Oh, we were driving somewhere. Okay, I don't know if it matters. I don't know if these choices matter, actually. Crovin was mad at you, Crovin was fighting you, yeah? I don't know if I really described it as fighting. I don't think I was really retaliating all that much. Then Crovin got really mad and wanted to drive the car himself. And we hit something or swerved. It's a bit foggy. You're walking fine. You're not in any pain, are you? I think I'm okay. I just feel a little numb. You were in the back of the car, which wasn't really damaged. I think you may have hit your head, though. I guess that's why I blacked out. Even though it wasn't too much damage, the car is no longer in any shape to drive us anywhere. We can't exactly turn back now. So our only choice is to keep walking until we get to the next town. I wasn't sure when you were going to wake up, but you were out for a while, so I admit I was getting a bit worried. But I did wake up for a little bit. And Croven and you were yelling at each other. I heard Croven say some things, letting someone get away. Is he okay? What happened to him? Oh well. I suppose there's no use in hiding it now. I mean, how much do you know about it? Know about what? I don't know anything about any of this. Yeah, I'm so confused, as the reader of this visual novel. I don't know. Croven just woke me up and told me we had to go. I see. I guess I'll be the one to explain it then. As best I can, anyways. If you don't know anything about it, I guess I'll start from the beginning. Or at least my understanding of it. Is this exposition? So you know Hallett City, right? Yes. It's where my aunt and uncle lived for most of my life, and where my parents lived before they had me. That's right. Well, how do I say this? Picture this for me, if you will. Mob, gang, criminal organization, use whichever words please you. There were two of them centered in Hallett City. Okay, as it turns out, it was a crime drama this whole time. I mean, well, sort of, because crime was involved. But it's like a mafia, mafia organized crime story this entire time. I don't know. The first will refer to as the Congress, and the second will refer as the Parliament. Alright. Hallett City housed these two organizations, but it hardly had room for both. The two groups are always at war with one another, fighting over territory, money, whatever they could, even if it was just to make it so that the other group could not have it. I tell you this because your uncle, he was the head of the Congress, okay? You're joking. You can't be serious. Uncle Cross was such a sweet man. You wouldn't hurt a fly. Haven't you ever questioned why he wore that eye patch? It was from his time in the army. He was in a war. Oh, I see. Please continue. Well, you know what they say about... I mean, it actually happened, in real life. I don't remember exact... I'm really bad at, remembering years. But, after World War II, basically, a lot of soldiers and veterans, were out of a job. So, a lot of them went into the organized crime, but anyway. Eventually, the Congress had overpowered the Parliament. I mean, maybe not a lot of them, but, some of them at the very least, so... Anyway. And the Parliament was pushed back to Blackwood. The Congress now had full control of Hallett City, and weren't worried about the Parliament interfering with the plans anymore. I wish I could say that's where the story ended, but if it was, we wouldn't be here right now. Your mother, Mary. My mom? What about her? Your mother was a good friend of Cross. Long-time friends. I believe they'd known each other from back when your mother was still a child. Yes, I knew that. That's why I started calling him my uncle to begin with. Okay? So they weren't really my uncle? It's just... well, actually, didn't they mention that, actually? I guess Croven isn't really our cousin. I guess I forgot about that, but actually they aren't really related. Not blood related, anyway. Anyway, because he was such a good friend of Mom's. Was Mom involved? Please tell me. Yes, she knew, and your father knew too, but they were never involved in any of it. Until recently. Huh? Let me finish explaining. After the Congress had complete control of Hallett City, your uncle, aunt, and parents lived there peacefully. More or less. For a while. But your mother had wanted to open her own restaurant, a diner, eating establishment, and the perfect location she was looking for was in Blackwood. Your uncle and aunt begged her not to make the move. Oh yeah, I remember meeting aunt and uncle. Actually, I'm just reminded of the Sharingan eyes. They were scared of the Parliament potentially targeting her, even if she was never involved in their business. But if she wanted that restaurant, it was her only option. Not to mention, she was expecting a child. And well, believe it or not, back in the day, Blackwood used to be a lot cleaner than Hallett City was, even with the Parliament there. Tables certainly turned, don't they? So despite their warnings, your parents moved to Blackwood to start their restaurant. Okay, this sounds like a horrible idea. Already off to a bad start. And well, their family. Your aunt and uncle were still worried, but you guys actually seemed to stay pretty safe. And we didn't have any reason to worry. I even felt comfortable visiting you guys from time to time. They even joke about the problem may not even exist anymore. But they show us that they were still alive and kicking soon enough. A few years ago is when things really began to spark again. We received reports of gang activity beginning to pick up in Blackwood. That alone may not have concerned us much, but then we started getting reports of enemy gang members parading themselves around Halland City, calling themselves the Parliament. That really made our sirens go off. Then, out of almost nowhere, your aunt and uncle's home was broken into. They were unsure if they was related, but it's not like they were going to take their chances. They shortly ended up moving into a safe house of theirs, you could call it. Even though it was closer to Blackwood than was Halland City, it seemed like the safest bet. Wait, the cabin. Yeah, of course. The one you picked me up from. That's right. I always wondered why they moved there. They always had such a nice house in Halland City. I never understood why they moved to such a cramped little space in the woods. They lived there quietly for a few years, but, well, you know that. Yeah, I was happy Crowin was so much closer than before, but I didn't know this was why. Well, things only started getting really wrong quite recently. You know, I will bite my tongue for now. But basically, this is a bit much. This is a bit much info dumping. But anyway, I'll just continue for now. Your aunt and uncle, they came into contact with the head of the Parliament. The head figure had promised to meet them to discuss a sort of treaty or truce, some deal or arrangement. Told them they'd meet somewhere public so there's no worry of anything insidious. And after a while, they finally agreed to meet them. Sounds like a horrible idea. This is probably how they died. But well, you know, that went south. And that more or less covers most of it. I see. Are you alright? It's just a lot to take in. This is a lot of exposition that, you know, I feel like could have been told through the main story instead of like maybe like a flashback instead of just you telling me this. It's not a very good way of telling a story. It was just a character just being a mouthpiece for the writer. But anyway, I'm nitpicky. I can imagine. If there's anything you need to elaborate, I will try to explain the best of my ability. Thank you. Well, I guess I do have one question. Yes? Who are you? Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize I'd never introduced myself. I'm Ovidius. Is that how you say? Ovidius? Is that Ovidius? I was like the first lieutenant, you could say. Right-hand man to your uncle. Now, this sounds like an anime now. You know, it's like it's like we're in like Mafia, you know. I mean, there is an anime about that actually. What's it called? Kaitiko Hitman Reborn or something? But it became very shonen though. It's like Mafia, it had like a Mafia setting, but also people start flying and, you know, shooting sword beams, and the main character like had like fire thing or whatever, and they shot fire out of his hands anyway. Or well, the right-hand man to Crowin now. Crowin's involved with all this too? And unfortunately, yes. He's always known. We just didn't expect him to inherit the conquerors like this. At least not yet. And Crowin, he ran off. Yes. He believed we were being followed by the Parliament. Claimed a car that quickly drove past us after the crash must have belonged to them, and he ran after it. I don't know what he thinks that would help, but I couldn't go after him. My priority was watching out for you. Have you been in contact with him at all? No. As I said, my priority was taking care of you. Maybe I should try messaging him. After everything you just told me, I don't feel comfortable knowing he's out on his own out there. Oh, you should give me your number too then, in case you wind up separated somehow. Unnecessary, you already have my number. I'm the mystery guy, see? Haha, you know, surprise! Ah, you already have it. I already have it? Choto mate? Then that means... oh, slap. Hey, you were the strange number that I've been texting. You're some like older man, that's weird. The one I message nearly every night. Yes, that's correct. Why did you tell me that from the beginning? More so, why were you so creepy over the phone? You scared the living daylights out of me. I apologize. I didn't mean to. Truly, I tried as best as I could not to come off malicious. But I see it didn't work. I'm just not good when it comes to cellular communication, you know, I'm just a boomer. Perhaps I should explain a bit more, yes, more exposition of why I'm even here. You see, back when gang activity first began to pick up again in Blackwood, your uncle assigned me to the task of looking out for you. I was to make sure that you were kept safe from all this. Of course, I accepted this task. I made sure you were never involved in any of this. Until now, that is. Wait, were you stalking me? No, no. Not exactly, but sort of. I wasn't so much spying on you as I was spying on them. Huh? The Parliament. I was making sure they stay out of the areas that you frequented. It was a difficult job making sure they kept their distance. I was also making sure I didn't bring any suspicion on you. But I think I did an alright job, at least while I was able to. Ah, wait. If you're a Crovan, and you're also the mystery number, that means you know where my parents are, and that they're okay. That's right. Let me continue explaining. You see, keeping you safe within the city was my only mission. I was also tasked with bringing you out of the city should things go awry. And well, that happened. And I was instructed that if something like that should happen, I was to take you and your family out of Blackwood and bring you somewhere safer. However, what nobody told me was you were staying in Croven. I came to pick you up and your parents, but you were not there. I never got news that there was a rumor of a murder in Blackwood, so I had no reason to believe you might be staying somewhere else. Your parents only told me once I had arrived there, but by that point, I was already in a very dangerous position. The Parliament was clearly on high guard. If I moved around too much, I risked jeopardizing everything. Is that how you spell jeopardizing? Maybe. Jeopardizing. Anyway. There wasn't enough time and too much risk involved in going to get you, so I left with your parents. And I couldn't come back until we could be absolutely sure it was safe to take you away, too. Well, that's never happened, and every single route just never happens, but anyway. Or maybe it does, maybe we could imagine maybe it does, Eventually, after every route, Reggie's, Rovins, and Twilla's route, maybe after all that, he comes back and still picks it up anyway. I don't know. But if Crowman really did see a Parliament car pass us by, then perhaps it still wasn't safe enough. And where are they now? Why didn't I ever hear from them? We didn't want the Parliament potentially catching on to us, and we're afraid they may be able to track your parents' phones, so I confiscated them. My phone has been modified to be untraceable and was why I was able to keep contact with you. Is that how it works? I don't know if you can do that. Can you do that? You can just do that? Just make the phone untraceable? I don't know. But the same could be done for your parents. I apologize for that. But believe me when I say, though, it was very hard for them not to contact you. It was the only way to ensure we were kept as safe as you could be kept. I see. Are you alright? I don't know. Again, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot of info dumping at the very end of the game, I understand. It must be tired to even hear about it. But I hope you find happiness in knowing you'll see your parents again soon. Really? Yes, it's why I came to collect you after all. It's why we're heading out this way. But perhaps we would be a lot closer to them had the car not crashed. Ah, right. Even if Rovan does appear a bit frantic right now, I request that you not be mad at him. He wasn't even supposed to be with us, truthfully. But he wanted to come to see for himself that he got there safely, and I'm sure she's supposed to see that too. Okay, by the way, so I'm trying to think. This does explain a few things, even though it's kind of out of left field to be honest. Like, suddenly we're in the Mafia. But I guess that's why Twilla was always trying to murder Croven, right? Because Twilla's probably in the rival gang. That's also probably why she's so rich as well. We see her uncle, by the way. He looks pretty, fancy and everything. He's probably maybe not one of the leaders, but maybe one of the heads of the other gang. I'm mixing up Parliament or Congress. I don't know who's who, but the rival gang. So that's why Twilla always murders, I guess, Croven and everything. I'm trying to think. The Blackwood Butcher though seems to be the red herring. However, Reginald's just doing his own thing. I don't know if he's related at all. I don't know. Maybe I wonder if he was a hired assassin though. Maybe he was part of killing the uncle aunt. I wonder. I don't know. That seems a bit far-fetched, but maybe. But he seems to just mostly be a red herring. So I don't know. Anyway, what was he saying? He wanted to come to see for himself that you got there safely, and I'm sure he wants to see that too, even if he's not beside us right now. Really, really. Most of the walk after was silent and awkward. How was I supposed to talk in this situation? Processing it was already a huge thing to take on already. I tried messaging Croven, but we didn't hear anything back. I didn't really expect to, but it was worth a shot. I did wonder where he ended up though. I haven't seen a trace of him on this forest trail since all the time we've been walking. All the time. We've been walking. Are you alright? Huh? You're slowing down. Oh, sorry. I'm very tired. How long have we been walking for? I can't say for certain. I didn't check the time when we started walking. Would you like me to carry you again? No, no, that's okay. You really don't have to. I just hope we can get there soon. It's still plenty dark out. Indeed it is. But I will not be surprised if the sun starts to rise soon. Really? I was hoping we'd be there by daybreak. Maybe we still had the car. Oh, wait. You stopped me. Do you hear that? I did. Did you? Did I? I don't know. We turned behind us. There was a car slowly driving in our direction. It was still a bit away from us, but would catch up to us soon. I'm going to wave them down. See if they can give us a ride. Stay behind me. I took a step back and I noticed Ovidius reaching into the side of his jacket. He was carrying a weapon on him. I silently prayed to him myself he wouldn't have to use it. The car slowly rolled to a halt beside us, and the window rolled down. I felt a bit more relaxed when I saw the driver behind the wheel. Is it Crovin? Oh, okay, it's not Crovin. I thought it was Crovin, actually. I thought he, went up to the rival car, killed everyone, stole the car, and then came back, right? I wonder what he did that, but I guess not. If anything, I mean, I imagined he would get himself killed, but oh well. Anyways, he was an elderly fellow with plenty of wrinkles. He looked so old, in fact, I didn't know if he should even be driving. On his head, he wore a mesh cap and a picture of a trout on it. Okay, he's a fisherman. And from the little I could see of his outfit, it looked as if he was wearing some kind of old overalls. Even though I felt more at ease, Ovidius did not shift from his tense and serious state at all. He bowed over to the side of the vehicle and talked to the driver through the window. I couldn't really hear what they were saying, but after a few moments, I heard the old man laugh. And Ovidius turned to me and told me it was alright to get in the car. So I climbed into the backseat and buckled myself in. And then we were off. Yeah. Well, thank you again, sir. Ain't no problem. Was heading that way anyways. Frankly, I'm just surprised you guys are walking. I ain't ever seen nobody on this old path. Perhaps it ain't as well kept a secret as I thought. Well, we didn't really have much choice. Our car kind of crashed. Yeehaw! So it was you bozos who had the car wreck back there. Was wondering where the passengers went? Yes, that's correct. We swerved trying to avoid a deer. That's why you gotta keep your eyes and ears peeled in these woods. Though I suppose it's a bit too late to tell you that. Anyways, what business y'all have in Greenbark anyways? Okay, it's a new town, Greenbark. It's Blackwood and Greenbark. Greenbark? Ovidia shot me a look. Oh, right. We're visiting family, which is true, actually. So let's just say that. Any special occasion? No, no, just visiting. Well, it's always nice to see a family getting together. Most people take that for granted nowadays. I tell you what, so you two are family too? Well, not exactly. I'm just a close friend, doing a favor. Oh, I see. Hope they're paying you enough to be a chauffeur. Hee-haw! Hee-haw? Almost hee-haw. Hee-haw. After crashing a car, I doubt I deserve much pay. But enough about us. What are you passing through Greenbark for? And what's up, you ask? See, me and my ma fishing, or ma, no, me and my fishing buddies do this trip every other weekend. Even though I don't live too close, but this shortcut helps me to make it every time. I'm usually the last to arrive, but not by much. We're on a boat and blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Just ignore everything else. The nice man continued to tell us about his fishing trips all the way to Greenbark. That's what you should do, actually. Again, there's a bunch of fluff and everything that's not really pertinent to the story. We should just skip it like that, right? But it sounded like he was really excited to be able to talk about it. I like hearing about the fun times he shares with his friends. The sun began to rise right as we began pulling out of the forest. And once we're in Greenbark, Ovidius told the man to let us off at the corner of a sidewalk. I never did learn his name, but I made sure to thank him again for the lift. A lucky break for us. But let's not push it. Come on, let's go. Ovidius. Hmm? Can we get breakfast first? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Mary, we need to keep going. I'm sorry. I'm really not feeling well. Are you alright? Yeah, it's a lot, I think it's all catching up to me. All the walking we've been doing. We really shouldn't stop moving. You're right. I understand. Come on. Huh? We'll get you something to eat. We'll just have to be quick. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Let's go. Ovidius tried to look for somewhere that may be open. The closest we could find was one of those chain diners that prides itself on pancakes, and other breakfast foods. They seemed to be the only place open anyhow. Luckily, they weren't packed at all, so we were seated right away. I was happy about that. Okay, let me just say real quick. For no particular reason, I guess. Please be quick. The girl's practically dying over here. Ovidius shrugged his coat off and then tossed it onto the open seat beside him before taking a seat across from me. You didn't have to do that. Rush the waitstaff. It's not that dire. You're feeling unwell. I'm sure they can see that. You also shouldn't toss your coat like that. It's expensive, isn't it? It'll wrinkle easily like that. Well, if it'll wrinkle so easily, maybe it shouldn't cost so much. You think that? Yeah, I do. Why is expensive stuff the type that ruins so easily? You should get what you pay for. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I guess I would. You alright? Can I ask you about, can you tell me about the what? About the gun? Well, I don't know what that means. About the Gana. About the gang, I guess? Fire department. Huh? Ovidius quickly scanned the dining room and everyone in it. I work for the fire department, you see. And you're curious about that, right? Nudge, nudge, wink. Oh, yeah. Can you tell me about the fire department? To an extent. What do you want to know? I don't know. How long have you been a quote-unquote fireman? I don't think I could say for certain. It's almost hard to remember a time where I wasn't in this line of work. Is that sad? If I had to guess, I guess I would say it's been around at least 10 years. Really? That's a long time. Yeah, it is a long time. When I think back to when I first received that text message from such a mysterious number, of all the potential candidates it could have been, I never would imagine it would lead to something like this happening, just be a completely different person. You would think it's the, what are the rules? There's like the rules for like a mystery novel or whatever. How like, all the characters must be introduced from the very beginning, and if one of them is the suspects, it has to be those characters. It can't just be like a random person that just comes out of nowhere, I mean, I guess it's I don't know, I guess it's kind of following that rule, because technically we did meet them as a mystery number. We just never met them in person, I guess. You always think, it seems to have led, the way we interacted with the person, the mystery person, always seemed like it was one of the three, right? Twila, Reginald, or Roven, but anyway. I never would imagine it would lead me to meeting this dude. Are you upset? No. I'm glad he was actually an ally. After all, how could I be upset with someone who's done so much for me? Reginald comes to mind. Someone who's even risked their life for me and yet doesn't know me at all. I wouldn't say I don't know you. Not anymore. We message one another almost every night, didn't we? Even though it might not have been much, I feel like I learned a lot about you. Besides, even though you didn't know me in return, you're always coming back to me, or looking to me when you were in trouble. I know that you're a bright girl even if you don't think so, and bright enough to ask for help when you need it. That's something that can't be said about a lot of people. Maybe if I had been more like you, I wouldn't be in this position I am now. Well, but no, don't take that the wrong way. I'm here anyways. And if I gotta be here anyways, then I'm glad it's with someone like you. Thank you. If I may, can I ask one more thing? Of course. It's about the fire department, about my uncle, it's about the uncle and the fire department, I don't know, just call about uncle without the fire department. Yes, go ahead. My uncle and the fire department. Okay, that doesn't matter actually. You knew my uncle. You said you worked right beside him, right? Yes, I did. My uncle, was he a good person? He was silent for a moment. Listen, Mary. Your uncle, I owe my life to your uncle. And I'm sure many others do too. But just because I am loyal to him, doesn't mean that he was exactly a good person either. Your uncle did a lot for me, and for the rest of the fire department, quote unquote. But there's no such thing as a good firefighter. I guess I didn't realize how that sounded out loud. Oh, thank you, Ovidius, for everything you've been doing for us. I don't know if Kroven ever tells you, but really thank you so much. Of course. This explains why she has so much money, by the way. Yeah, that's why Crovin and Mary it's just loaded. I mean, she said before she's not as rich as Twilla, but she does have money. So that's where it comes from. It's blood money. Anyway, there's no one else I'd rather do it for. I felt much better after I was fed. Physically better, but I think the emotional toll was also a bit easier to digest. Come on, let's head out. Once we get past this point, we should be in the clear. Since we no longer had our own vehicle, Vidius and I had to find a bus stop. We had to take a bus after bus until we could make a path to wherever we were supposed to be going. That's okay, though. I was used to riding on a bus. So close. You look tired. Nah, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Are you sure? How about you give me some personal space? Social distancing, come on. No, yes. Are you really sure? Yeah. We'll be on this bus for a while. You can take a nap if you like. That doesn't seem safe. What if we run into trouble? Then I'll wake you up. Promise? Promise. And then we take his gun and we blast his brains out. As it turns out, we were a double agent. No, maybe not. I checked my messages with Crovin. Still nothing. I can only hope that the reason he wasn't answering was because he was being extra careful. Or he's dead. He could be dead. And not because something else was going down. Oh. We've got to get off the bus now. I don't think it'll be much longer. Is this it? Yes, this is it. He had brought me to a white paneled house in the middle of a cutesy suburban neighborhood. In a city much, much farther from Blackwood than I would have liked to think. Are we supposed to stay here forever? No, not forever. Just for a while. Until we can get things under control. Aren't you happy? Your parents are safe, and you'll get to be with them again. I know. But I like Blackwood. And Crovin. Don't worry about Crovin. Don't worry about Blackwood. Both of those, they're my job. And I've never been bad at my job before. I'm going to take care of it. I'm sure we will be back in Blackwood before you know it. I approached the front door of the house. Parents, who have been missing for so long, they're really right behind this door? Ovidius stood back on the sidewalk. I don't know if it's because he didn't want to feel like he was pushing himself into the picture. Also, I believe this song in the background is copyrighted for some reason. But like, it's weird. When I uploaded some of the parts of the playthrough to the YouTube channel, apparently this song is copyrighted for some weird reason. But it's copyrighted by some dude named Radz, and it's like this weird. Like, I checked the thing. It's like Radz. It's like, I can't remember what it was. Like skit or whatever, where like some person's just talking over the music. And apparently he owns the copyright for that. I don't know. I don't know if it's copyright fraud or something, or the developer used this. I don't know what the song is called though, but I don't know if the developer used this song as like a copyright free song, but then someone else on YouTube like copyrighted the song by talking all over it. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is that there's a copyright claim on it, which is, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter though for me. The only thing that stops monetization, which I don't even have. It doesn't matter. Anyway, but just weird that someone tried to do that. I imagine it probably is a thing that they're trying to do, where they like pretend that they own the song when they don't. I wish the YouTube copyright system wasn't so busted like that, but anyway, at least that's what I think. I don't know, that's my hypothesis. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent because of this song. I don't know if it's because he didn't want to feel like he was pushing himself into the picture, or because he wanted to be able to leave as soon as he saw that it was safe. Everything that's happened, does it really end here? Knock on the door. There's only one thing left to do. I lifted my hand to the door and knocked. Once, twice, 3 times. The knob slowly turned. When it opened, surprise! It was somebody else, okay? Well, hello, miss. What brings you knocking on our door? Lost your way? Oh, don't be silly. You were here looking for mommy and daddy, isn't that right? So sorry, they stepped out for a moment. but we were more than happy to babysit you until you get back. Okay. Mary. Oops. Oh yeah, oh I remember that guy. The guy with the hat, by the way. He's from Chula's house party. You know? I wonder if this scene is different if we do other routes. I'm not sure, but you know, he's definitely from Chula's like dinner parties, so I recognize him. So definitely that confirms my theory that Chula is definitely from a different gang. I was grabbed by the strangers and they began to cover my mouth with a cloth. It smelled something I couldn't quite recognize, but I already knew what was happening. I tried calling out to Ovidius, but my mouth was covered. You don't mind if we take her out for a little play date, right? Let her go. Yeah, I don't think so. And I wouldn't even try reaching for that gun of yours, unless you're in the mood for a Bloody Mary. Haha, at the fun. Mary, listen to me. It's gonna be okay. My vision was beginning to fade. We're always in these situations, I feel like, Mary. Why are you always the victim? I'm not gonna let them hurt you. I promise you that. I'm good at what I do. Yet again, we black out and end up somewhere else. Huh? Where are we? Why are we on a cliff? What happened? What? What is this? I don't remember how I got here. How can you wake up in this situation? But I've been holding on to it for a long time. Even still, I don't feel tired. But I'm also not strong enough to lift myself up. My other arm feels slack at my side. I can't move it. I can't lift myself any higher with this arm. But if I were to move it and I just fall, I need someone to help me. Someone like... Twilla! Thank goodness you're here. I know. You don't have to give me that face. I promise once I'm out of so I can help you again. And I won't get in your way this time, or cause you any more trouble. I know I haven't been the best partner in crime lately, but I'm really gonna shape up, I swear. So, if you could, please help me up, okay? I wasn't really bothered at first, but my arm's actually starting to feel a bit tired now. Twilla? Crunch. And then dead. Whee! Okay, well that was a dream. Huh? What? Just a dream. Wait, where is this? I was kidnapped. But this place, is this a jail cell? A real jail cell? I quickly looked around this place. It seems to have been abandoned for quite some time. But they brought me here. Ovidius. I have to get to him. I checked my pockets. Of course they took my phone, why wouldn't they? Okay, stay calm. We can find a way out of here. A lot of tallies on the board. Alright. I mean, I don't know if it matters, but let me just save here as well. Let's see. Look through cell bars. I tried looking through the cell bars to get a better idea of the area I was in. I seemed to be in a cell at the end of a long hall. I couldn't see anyone in any of the other cells, but I didn't want to risk shouting for anyone in case the wrong person heard me. The only thing I could see at the end of the hall was a staircase. Now I wonder, by the way, if the scene is a little different. You know that dream she had with the cliff and everything? I wonder if it's different if we went on a different route, like Crovin, or maybe like Reginald will be there or something. I don't know. Anyway, check the vent. I climbed over to the vent that was on the wall. People escape from the vents in the movies all the time, right? Even though it was old and rusty, it wasn't going to give me any time soon. There's no way I'd be able to open it on my own. Okay, check the bed. I tried checking around the bed in the cell. It fell as hard as a rock, and even the sheet was covered in a fine layer of rocky debris. I tried looking under it to see if there's any sort of hole, a trapdoor I could sneak through. Of course, there wasn't. I tried opening the cell door. It clanged and rattled. Of course, it was locked, but I at least had to try. Check the sink. Try to check the sink basin for anything that might be useful. I remember playing old escape games, and usually the sinks would have something important, like a screwdriver or even a key. You know, escape games? I guess, you know, those like puzzle games where you're stuck in the room, you look around, you know? Not this time, though. Toilet. Ew. I won't get anywhere near that toilet. Besides, even just looking from here, I can see that's empty. I'd rather not get my arm stuck in the pipe trying to look for something anyways. Check a hole in the wall. There was a large hole in the cell wall. I don't know whether it was purposely made by a frustrated inmate, or if it was just begun to wear away over time. Either way, it's not going to help me much. All it's got is some exposed pipes. There's not any room for me to be able to fit in there. Even if I could, I have no place to go. That's everything? No, that can't be it. We're in a video game. There always has to be a way, you know? It has to be designed in such a way where you can escape from the escape room. There has to be something I can do. There has to be. Well, there isn't a way out. I'm trapped here. I can't do anything. I can't believe this. Crovin, Avidius, Mom, Dad, we're all in trouble. And that for what? Because of me? If they weren't trying so hard to keep me safe, that's so stupid. They're so stupid. That is what would be happening right now. They just... Suddenly, I heard a rattle against the bars. I thought I was finally done for until I looked up. Hey, oh, Reggie? Hey, how'd you end up here? Were you stalk? I mean, I guess he's a stalker, so I guess he would follow us. Reginald? Reginald was here right in front of me. But how? He was knocking against the bars and gesturing over for me to come closer. Reginald? What are you doing here? I tried to keep my voice down as best as I could. How is this possible? How did you know I was here? You're not working with these people, are you? Then I don't understand. How is it that you're here right now? Am I still dreaming? Why aren't you saying anything? Suddenly I felt pressure against my hands. Reginald was pushing something into my hands. Keys? Wait, are these the keys to the cell? I don't understand. I mean, thank you, but where did you find these? How'd you know I was here? How did you even get here? It's just not making any sense. Huh? Without a word, Reginald stood up and turned around. He began walking towards the exit, waving back to me, as if he was saying goodbye. Weird. Okay. I didn't understand. I also don't understand. What was that? Wait, but these keys. I can't worry about Reginald right now. I have to get out of here while I still have the chance. I don't know why he didn't speak as well. That's weird. I mean, the only person that doesn't speak would be, our mother. So I was wondering, like, is Reginald our mother? I don't know. Anyway, I inserted the keys into the lock of the door on the other side. Come on, come on. Yes. The cell opened. There's no time to waste. If only I knew where I was going. I didn't see Reginald after I left the cell, nor do I have any idea where he could have went. This place seemed so big and empty, but I knew that couldn't be the case. There had to be people looking around here somewhere. Excuse. There had to be people looking around here somewhere. I just didn't know where. I tried to listen for them just in case I need to hide, but I couldn't hear anything. Just where is this anyways? Okay, time for more options that aren't really options. We're just clicking just to see more dialogue, which is fine, I don't mind. I look into some of the cells that line the walls. I wonder if it would see someone else trapped in a similar position to mine. Alas, there are none. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for me. Each of these cells seem to be in a similar condition to mine. What they made up for in one area, they were lacking in another. Surely there was no crack in the wall in this cell, but the toilet was completely missing. Maybe this cell's got a pillow, but the sink is missing its knob. How does that happen? How long has this place been like this? What am I doing here? I mean, it's probably abandoned. You know, it's like an abandoned prison, maybe? I don't know. Inspect walls? I try to look for any signs of the walls, help me get a better sense of the area. Of course, I found none. I shouldn't be surprised. This is a jail, not a school. Or is it a prison? How would you be able to tell? Well, what's the difference between a jail and a prison anyways? Well, you see, Mary. You see, Mary, the difference between a jail and a prison is that a jail is usually smaller than a prison. You know, a jail is only for inmates for like a temporary amount of time. They're only meant to stay there for until they're either tried in court or until they're, you know, released from the by the police, you know. But the prison is meant for actually criminals who have already been convicted and are meant to live there for you know, for a big chunk of their sentence. So that's the difference, actually. So a prison often is usually a lot bigger, has more facilities and everything, and because they're meant to just be there, you know, it's supposed to hold a lot of people for a long time, right? Anyway, but there's no time to think about that right now, though. Listen. I try listening around for anything. Footsteps, talking, anything. If I listen really, really closely, I can hear the sound of something faint, but I can't really discern what it is. Maybe if I get closer. Alright, keep moving then. I didn't have any time to waste on silly stuff. I have to keep moving. Either until I find a video on my phone, or a way out. As I continued to move, I began to hear something clearly. It sounded like the rattling of cage bars. Someone's fighting against them real hard. Crovin, is that you? Because it's suddenly a voice. You think you've got away with this? Wait, that's not just any voice, it's... I swear to fuck, when I get out of here, I'm taking this whole place down with you all in it. Crovin. I knew it. I gotta get him. Following the sound of his frustrated yelling and clang of metal, I was able to find... Crovin. Mary. The shit? Yeah, Crovin swears so much. Why does he so swear so much? Only Trilla also swears, I think, when she gets angry. I feel like the only person that doesn't swear as much is, again, Reggie. He's the only polite one. Even though he's a psychopath super killer. Anyway. How did you get here? Wait, before any of that, I think I can get you out of here. I used the keys Reginald gave me in the keyhole for Crovin's cell. Could they really... Yes, it opened. Hey. Not bad. When'd you get so toolsy? But more importantly, when the fuck did you get here? You're not supposed to be anywhere near here right now. Listen, it's a lot to explain, but we need to find a way out of here. What, so soon? You need to find a way out, but I don't think I can leave just yet. What? What are you talking about? We have to leave. Listen, Mary, I know I messed up a little bit. And that fucking Ovidius did too by letting you wind up here. Just parentheses. But because of that, I can't just let things keep getting worse. Think of it like this, yeah? When you've got a wasp problem, do you just buy a fly swatter? Or do you call an exterminator to take the whole nest out? Crovin, what are you even talking about? Don't worry, Mars. I'm gonna stop the problem at its source. Crovin, not again. Crovin ran out of the cell, but without me. I guess I'm on my own again until I can find him, or anyone. I walked around again, completely lost. I was beginning to wonder if I was wasting my time going in circles, though eventually I made it somewhere else. A different area. There weren't many, if any, cells here. The walls were tile from floor to ceiling. It was strange. It felt like being in the bathroom. The longest and most maze-like bathroom in the world. Was it the showers? Do you not know what a prison is, Mary? I wish I knew what kind of area this even was. More importantly, I wish I knew how to get out of it. Then I began to hear something. Talking. There's people talking somewhere. I tried to get closer, so I could at least know exactly where they were, or maybe find out what they were planning. But as I peered the corner just to get a glance, I was met with the face of... Twilla. Twilla? Twilla's here? She's talking on the phone, but I can't quite make out what she's saying. She's also talking to someone in front of her, handing her things. She's clearly not in any danger, but no, that's... I don't understand. It also makes me wonder why she's like... I don't know. Because it's ironic, right? She's like, she's always saying, oh, for the greater good, we're going to do this for justice and everything, but definitely she's probably the heiress to the crime, criminal organized, or how do you say, organized criminal, I can't say the word, organized crime gang, or whatever, the mafia, basically. So, like, she's going on and on about, like, solving crimes and everything, but she is the crime. No, she is the crime, right? Which makes me wonder why she even bothered to try to investigate the Blackwood Butcher in the first place. Was it an excuse, maybe, to get close to Mary? Because if it was, she did a horrible job at it, because she was really mean. Anyway, I don't understand. Trilla was dedicated to catching the killer, wasn't she? She wanted our city to clean up. So why is it that... Nani? Uh-oh. She spotted me. She's looking me right in the eyes. What do I do? Yeah, this is a horrible idea. She's gonna kill us. She's gonna kill us. Hi! I waved to her. I don't know why. I mean, what else could I do? What am I... leave? She's gonna kill me anyway, doesn't matter. I shouldn't have waved. What's wrong with me? Whoops. Even though Twilly clearly saw me, she did not up me to the person in front of her. Rather, she let them walk in a different direction. And I was finally able to make out the last thing she said on the phone. I'll talk to you later. Twilla hung up her phone and then stood facing me. I watched her from behind the corner a few seconds longer before working up the courage to meet her in the middle.